Good morning, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. I'm doing another review for Tales of the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt, not Tales of. Yeah, this one's called All Through the House, and All Through the House. This episode is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who everybody knows from directing the first Back from the Future movie. This script was written by Fred Decker, who I think I isn't that the guy who wrote like horror novels and fantasy novels. I think I read some comic book that was based off a fantasy novel of his that was really shitty. I could be wrong though, but the name Fred Decker sounds familiar. Sounds familiar to me. So this episode stars Mary Ellen Trainor as the wife. The husband is played by Marshall Bell, who I have no idea where Mary Ellen Trainor is from. She looks familiar. Marshall Bell, you'll probably know as the guy from. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Starship Troopers. He was the gay gym teacher or teacher from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He was in Hamlet 2 as as the asshole gym teacher who at the end of the movie admits that he was molested, and that's probably why he's such a fucking asshole. And you got like the daughters played by Lindsay Whitney Mary, whoever, and Santa Claus is played by Larry Drake, who I'm pretty sure is the same guy who played Durant from Darkman. I could be looking this shit up, but I have shit to do. Durant from Darkman. He was also in. He's been in a bunch of horror movies. He was in Doctor Giggles, which is about like a killer dentist. He was. There's some horror movie from the 80s where he played like a retard. That and he gets blamed for the death of this little girl, and he gets killed, and he comes back as a killer scarecrow or some shit. I can't remember, but I heard that movie's good. I just don't remember what it's called. He also had a brief cameo, and I don't know if it was a brief cameo or just a small role, but he played the vet in Spun, which is this movie that it's hard. It's a 2002 movie starring Jason Schwartzman, Mickey Rourke. You got what's the guy from Luis Guzman? Not Luis Guzman. The guy from Mario and Luigi who played Violator and Spawn. He's in that movie. Spun was this weird movie where it's like, is this pro drugs or anti drugs? Because they make drugs look super fun in the movie, and like they even so like kind of imply where like, hey, you can be an ugly short dude and get laid with hot chicks if you carry drugs around. So it's like, dude, like you're not gonna help people like stop drugs if you tell people, hey, if you want to get laid with a hot chick, just share your coke with them. But yeah, like I watched this. I decided to review this when I realized it was a fucking Christmas episode. That is so weird. Like you're gonna have a Christmas episode uh, on your second episode of your show. That's a little weird, but I'm guessing this was a fall show, and Christmas was around the corner when this aired. I'm guessing. I don't fucking know. The story for this episode is the wife um of the wife kills her husband with a poker. It's the night before Christmas. It's she calls her boyfriend or whatever, tells him, "Hey, I did it. I finally killed Joseph," which is played by Marshall Bell. As she's dragging his corpse outside the house. By the way, her husband's head is like covered with plastic with a bow wrap tied around the neck, right? As she's dragging her husband's body outside, on the radio you hear like the police give an announcement saying that they're, well, not, probably not the police, probably some radio DJ or whatever, giving an announcement that some crazed serial killer has escaped from the insanitarium, which, like, didn't Reagan like didn't Reagan shut down all the insane insanitariums, like, for the criminal insane and shit like that? I don't know, whatever. And he stole a fucking Santa costume from one of his victims, killed a bunch of women with an axe. Um, as she drags her husband's corpse outside, as she's about to throw him into the well, at least that's what it looks like her plan is. Her husband turns out to still be alive, and like tries to rips the plastic off him by just flexing his jaw apparently, and tries to choke his wife out. Which is like, dude, not only should he probably be dead, but like he had that fucking plastic thing around his face, so like he wouldn't that have suffocated him? But like whatever, there's a lot of physical comedy gags in this movie, in this sorry, not movie, this episode. Um, like eventually, like she escapes. He dies of his wounds or whatever, and then the killer Santa Claus shows up in this TV show, and yeah, that's when like all the dumb horror movie mistakes happen. She doesn't call the cops because, oh, she realized, oh, I killed my husband. They're gonna know I killed my husband, even though you got like that psycho here, like that psycho there. You could have just said, oh, he broke into the house and killed my husband with the fire poker. All she would have needed to do was wipe the fucking her fingerprints off it, which she probably should have been wearing gloves in the first place. Whatever, right? Uh, Eventually, she does realize that mistake, and then she calls the cops. Realize her husband has a gun. Goes to get the gun. The guy breaks into the house, has her daughter, and basically the episode ends with the wife screaming in terror because she's about to get killed. Uh, yeah, like the episode, not only was it super short, but the wife was very dumb in this movie. Like you think she would have thought ahead a bit. I don't know, maybe like would have remembered, oh, there's an intruder. I should go get my husband's gun, not wait till like after after the cops ask you, hey, do you have a gun in the house? It's like, oh shit, I do. It's like, what the fuck? I honestly probably should have given the last episode a better rating, because this episode was like so I don't know if it's bad or it's just like just average. I, I, it's like I'm having a hard time trying to decide what the fuck should I rate this, like because I almost want to give it a 6, but it's so much, it's like it's way worse than the last episode, and I gave that a 6, so I'm probably gonna have to give this like a 5 out of 10. Though I thought Marshall Bell gave like a pretty good performance as the as the dead corpse. Like the face he makes when he gets killed is pretty fucking funny, dude. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, would I tell you to watch this on Christmas Day? No, there's better fucking Christmas horror movies. That guy Kazuo Umezu has like this Killer Santa Claus horror movie, which is he's a famous Japanese mangaka. I would probably ask you to watch that than this, which I'm gonna review it honestly when Christmas comes around. Yeah, that's all I have to say. This sucks. I have a bunch of videos planned for today. Make sure to check it out. All right, peace.